Okay, so maybe we'll talk about twist. So what twist is, the name, is it refers to two things. First of all, the way that we work is a little bit upside down. It's a little bit counterintuitive. So it's this idea of literally being twisted upside down. But also it's this idea of being bound and twisted together with other people, because essentially we are a partnership organisation, and in everything that we do, we're always trying to connect people. So we're always trying to, for example, we're sending primary schools children to work with top executives in the corporate firm, or which can be just as inspiring for both of them and just as out of the ordinary for both of them, or teachers to talk to prison governors about enterprise. So that's twist.
Thank you.
Right,
what about working with needs and working with kids who other people might have given up on? I know schools I worked in were really, you don't want to give up on anybody. Every child matters and all of that, but it's really difficult to bring it into what's the twist approach to that?
Well, twist works with anybody, but it doesn't really make any difference. Our approach is completely the same. It doesn't matter about the age or the starting point from the customer. It doesn't matter about, with some of our adult customers, whether you have schizophrenia or chronic back pain or whatever it is. The principles are exactly the same. It's all about tapping into the things that you can do, tapping into your expertise and turning them into something that is going to be empowering for you. I gave you an example before about, for example, a group of young people who started the Working Knowledge Programme, where they were a homeless group of young people. They were living in foyers, and it was finding out what it was that they could do, because there were certainly quite a few things that they felt weren't available for them. So one of the first things that we did is we found out what they were expert in, and it turned out one of the things they had great expertise in was being stopped and searched by the police. So we took them to Hendon Police College, and we got them to train young police officers who were terrified about how to do a stop and search. So it's this thing about taking something. Sometimes people might think, that's not a strength. That's not going to be something that's in my favour, and turning it upside down. It's this counterintuitive approach.
Well, that's excellent. There's plenty of stuff there, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
What anything you'd like to say about widening participation and any success and impact you've had there?
So the widening participation, I was talking quite a lot about that before. We found that often a lot of widening participation work, I don't know, some of this you're not going to want to keep, but if I could talk honestly, and then you could chip out the bits that are...
We don't have to use everything, but I don't want to keep running back.
Let me be frank about it, but don't necessarily put all of this in. Okay. But I think honestly, what the trouble is, I think that a lot of schools and universities, even dare I say, have got the whole idea of widening participation a little bit wrong. I think they imagine that what they're going to do is they're going to take their A-star students, or their slightly clever students, and then they're going to take them to Cambridge once for a day, and then miraculously a great big group of children are going to get to Cambridge. We know it's nonsense. They're not going to get to Cambridge. They're not going to get to Leeds. And often, probably shouldn't do this on camera, but I've gone into a secondary school, and I went to, I can't remember, one new secondary school, and I looked at this group of children who had gone to their visit to Oxford and Cambridge, and I thought to myself, and I don't think you're going to keep it in this, but and I thought to myself, all of you,